Let's talk about onboarding to a new software engineering team. 7 norms that you'll want to be mindful of. Some of these you can ask about explicitly and some you'll learn through observation. Standard onboarding should explain to you how you can contribute code up to the point of a pull request. Before you get to making that pull request, you may have run into some sort of technical issue. And this is where the first norm comes in, and that is, when do you reach out for help? If you reach out too early, you're not being independent. If you reach out too late, you are delaying progress. I would encourage you to just ask your teammates or your engineering manager this one explicitly. You can ask by way of suggesting watermarks. Do y'all go for a 20-minute time box, a couple hours, or even a whole day before reaching out for help? And what would you do within that time box? Search the documentation for your company. Maybe you're using Confluence or some other tool. Browse around the code. And you could use a plugin like Git Lens, which will run git blame inline in VS Code IDE, and it will associate a developer name to a line of code. And maybe you ping that person as a great lead. So the next is pull requests. You have got your code developed up to the point of pull request, and no one is looking at your pull request. One of these norms is, how long do I wait before I start pinging people to remind them to bump a review? And who do I ping? Again, this one you can pretty much ask teammates explicitly. You might want to DM them one by one instead of a group setting. If you bring this up in a group setting, there could be a variety of opinions, which could be a good conversation, or it could be just like making noise unnecessarily. So I like to kind of like ping people one by one and then determine the majority on my own Scrum team. And you've basically understood the norm at that point. Watermarks I would suggest here, one would be like wait a couple hours, and then the other would be before Scrum the next day. So I've given some update on my progress today, and I want to show progress before tomorrow. So it's extremely reasonable that I should bump it if I haven't gotten a review prior to Scrum the next day. And when I say Scrum, I do mean daily stand-up specifically. Third is merging a pull request. So a pull request has been approved, whether it's yours or you were reviewing the pull request from another person perhaps. After they have obtained sufficient approval, are you giving them a convenience by proactively merging? Or might there be reasons that you should let the pull request creator execute the merge? This is another one that just ask your team. 5, which meetings can you skip? This is one of those that I would not ask in a team setting because various people on the team might have different norms. This is also a distinction between software developer norms and business norms, where you might have a business analyst that expects everyone will show to a meeting, but the engineers know none of us are going to be there. So DM the engineers, is this meeting really important? Oh, I'm out of time. Follow for the other 2.